Russia tests a new missile with a chilling warning to the West. North Korea ramps up missile production amid growing tensions. A fragile ceasefire in the Middle East offers temporary relief. And the bird flu has new cases in Canada and the US. Welcome to Preppers News from Preppers Paradigm, where we bring you the latest global developments through a prepper's lens. I'm Elijah. Today is November 28, 2024, Thanksgiving Day here in the United States. While many are focused on family and celebration, it's also a good time to stay informed about the challenges the world is facing. Let's dive into the stories that matter most to preppers. And as a quick note, I use a computer-generated voice due to an injury that makes my own difficult to understand. Let's begin with Russia, where a recent missile launch into Ukraine has drawn significant global attention. On November 23, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced the successful use of the new Oreshnik missile, hitting a target in Ukraine as a test of the missile's capabilities. This new missile is claimed to be capable of evading all current missile defense systems, marking a significant escalation in Russia's strategic capabilities. Adding to the tension, Russia launched extensive missile and drone strikes targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructure last night. Explosions were reported in several cities, including Kiev, Kharkiv, Rivne, Khmelnytskyi, and Lutsk. These attacks caused widespread emergency power outages and disrupted water supplies, leaving hundreds of thousands without electricity. Ukrainian officials assert that Russia is using stockpiled missiles to damage infrastructure and civilian morale during the winter, with alleged support from allies such as North Korea. Emergency measures include switching critical infrastructure to generators and opening points of invincibility, where affected residents can find shelter and charge devices. No casualties were reported in Kiev despite missile debris falling in one of its neighborhoods. As this situation develops, we could see increased military posturing from NATO countries in response to Russia's advancements. This might include more military exercises near Russia's borders or heightened alerts for missile defense systems. Diplomatic tensions are also likely to rise, potentially leading to further sanctions or economic measures against Russia. On a broader scale, this could exacerbate global instability, particularly in areas already affected by the Ukraine conflict. Next, we turn to North Korea, where new developments are raising concerns in the international community. Satellite imagery and reports revealed that North Korea is significantly expanding its missile production facilities at its February 11 plant. Analysts believe this effort is tied to its growing support for Russia in the ongoing conflict with Ukraine. This expansion comes at a time when North Korea's missile tests have already become more frequent and sophisticated, showcasing their commitment to advancing long-range and nuclear-capable missile technology. By increasing production capacity, North Korea is not only bolstering its own military capabilities, but potentially providing weapons and technology to allies like Russia, further destabilizing global security. In the near term, we might expect increased military activity in the Pacific region, with neighboring countries like South Korea and Japan likely to respond by strengthening their own defenses. This could lead to heightened tensions with the United States, as North Korea's actions challenge international norms and security agreements. For preppers, these developments underscore the importance of paying attention to potential conflict zones, as ripple effects could include disruptions to global trade, sanctions impacting certain goods, or even heightened cyber threats from state actors involved in these alliances. Turning to the Middle East, recent developments have significant implications for regional stability. A ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon has taken effect, bringing a temporary halt to 14 months of intense conflict. This truce has allowed thousands of displaced individuals to return to their homes in southern Lebanon, despite ongoing humanitarian challenges. In Gaza, Hamas has expressed readiness for a ceasefire with Israel, following the truce with Hezbollah. Mediators from Egypt, Qatar, and Turkey have been informed of Hamas's willingness to negotiate a serious deal, including a prisoner exchange. However, key issues remain unresolved, such as the presence of Israeli troops in Gaza and the release of hostages held by Hamas. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced the deal with Hezbollah, but has warned of renewed strikes if Hezbollah reassembles near the border. The ceasefire agreement includes the deployment of the Lebanese army and the withdrawal of Hezbollah's presence near the border, with UN peacekeepers patrolling the area. While these ceasefires offer a glimmer of hope, the situation remains fragile. The potential for renewed hostilities persists, and the humanitarian crisis, particularly in Gaza, continues to be dire. International aid groups are calling for urgent support to address the needs of those affected by the conflicts. Now, let's turn to the latest on the bird flu, a topic that continues to raise serious concerns globally. In Canada, health officials have confirmed a case in a teenager who contracted a strain of avian influenza. The virus in this case showed mutations that could make it more adaptable to human hosts. While transmission remains rare, the potential for the virus to evolve is a cause for heightened vigilance among health authorities. In the United States, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has confirmed the first case of avian influenza in a child in California. The child experienced mild symptoms and received antiviral treatment. The child is recovering, and there is currently no evidence of person-to-person spread from this case. From a prepper's perspective, these developments serve as a timely reminder to revisit pandemic preparedness plans. Stocking up on basic medical supplies, practicing good hygiene, and staying informed about local outbreaks are small but effective steps to reduce risk. While the immediate threat may seem low, the possibility of the virus mutating into a form more transmissible among humans underscores the need for readiness. That wraps up this week's Preppers News from Preppers Paradigm. Here's a quick recap of what we covered. Russia's missile testing and recent strikes in Ukraine's infrastructure highlight escalating global tensions. North Korea's expanding missile production adds another layer of concern in the Pacific. Meanwhile, ceasefires in the Middle East bring fragile hope, but underline the ongoing risks in the region. Lastly, the spread of bird flu serves as a reminder of the ever-present need for pandemic preparedness. As always, staying informed is key to effective preparedness. What do you think about these developments? Are you making any changes to your plans based on the news? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Preppers Paradigm for more updates and insights. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.